That's how he lives his that's his whole gimmick on NXT. And he's a loner. He I don't know. I don't know. I just really liked it. Now we'll start with Ciampa. Let me get the old NXT stuff up I had on here. Let me get it up here. Okay, so NXT last night was a little bit different. We had Oni Larkin and Danny Burch taking on Adrian Dahoud and Cesar Bononi, two Brazilian guys. I think what's his name was Cesar or Caesar was in. I've seen him wrestle before on NXT. Was he in one of the tournaments, Dave? Because he looked familiar. But anyways, they had a tag team match. Oni Larkin and Danny Burch, first match since they returned from the loss at NXT Chicago. Any thoughts on this particular match? Do you think this is building up to anything with them? They looked good. The crowd was behind them, kind of. Anything other than that?
I mean, yeah, they look good. I agree. I mean, it was a good little show for those guys to get back together again, so I liked it.
Are you still are you behind this tag team? Because I know they had a lot of steam at first, but not so much after that. I think after the NXT Chicago loss, I think everybody kind of just forgot about them. Who was it that got hurt? Oni got hurt, correct? And then he came back a couple of weeks ago. Was it Burch? I thought it was Oni.
Maybe it was. I don't know. It was one.
But anyways, they're not in the title picture at the moment. I don't see them back in the title picture anytime soon, especially when we saw a kind of a vignette last night of a certain group that made a debut last week. What's up, Michael Berry? How you doing tonight? Thank you, everybody, for sharing the product tonight. Really do appreciate you guys sharing and inviting your followers. I really appreciate that. Let's get to Tommaso Ciampa, who came out, everybody, with his new theme music. You guys have your own thoughts and opinions on that. He says that his music is a personal message to each of his opponents over the last few weeks. He mocks all the people who have been pointing their finger at him for possibly attacking Aleister Black. Ciampa says he wants to attack someone. He will do it on the biggest stage, so all eyes are on him. Ciampa says he wants to know who decided to take out Black before he even had a chance to. Ciampa says, even if Black made it to TakeOver, it wouldn't have mattered. Gargano loses, Black loses, I win. Ciampa continues that whatever he is exactly what he says is exactly what he'll do. Ciampa finishes by saying if someone wants to be a winner, then he should follow the lead of Tommaso Ciampa. And that was it at the end of his promo right there. Crowd is still heated and hates Tommaso Ciampa. This is the only heel right now in the WWE that gets the full heat. Not the heat because he is not the person that you want to see in the main event or the person that is wrestling or the person that is holding the WWE title. This guy is legitimately hated by the crowd. He gets the "you suck" chants. He gets the "fuck you" chants. He gets the boos. He gets them all. If trash was allowed to be thrown in the ring, I'm sure trash would be thrown at him as well. Dave, who do you think is next in line for Tommaso Ciampa, or is this leading up to an Aleister Black return?
That's the only one I can really think of. You know, I mean, it's Aleister Black. I mean, who else can you put him against? I mean, Gargano again? Do we really want to do
that? I don't know. You would have to assume it can't be Gargano again. It can't be. No way in hell. And he had a little shot at Aleister Black, too, during that promo saying it was the title talking to Ciampa, and Ciampa saying the title saying, thank you, Ciampa, for finally getting me back into the main event. I was like, wow, okay. Nice little shot there by Ciampa. But, yeah, you would think out of all the guys that are left on the roster currently on NXT, there's not really many guys that you can name off that deserve a title shot at the moment, other than possibly Aleister Black. Now, we don't know any update on his injury or if he was – I'm sure by November he should be okay to go. It's not no serious knee injury or anything like that. So Maybe this is a way to get Aleister Black back into the picture. Do you think Ciampa's going to be the guy that ends up that was the guy that attacked Aleister Black?
It seems they're going that route. It really does. I mean, it just seems like that somehow going into TakeOver War Games, it's either going to be him and Black or Black showing up at TakeOver War Games. One of the two. They're going to do something where he's going to end up showing up at something and then attacking Ciampa.
Tony Dave, you guys are seriously underestimating WWE's ability to disappoint us. Oh, we know, man. We know that the odds of WWE letting us down is always very, very high, but it is NXT we're talking, so it's always a split where it could happen. There's some positive in NXT for the most part, but yeah. And then we had a little bit of a backstage segment with Ciampa too that we'll touch on as well. But we had Shayna Baszler taking on a jobber. Her name was Violet Payne. Not much to mention out of this match other than Shayna Baszler attacking Violet after the match with several chokeholds, pretty much kind of sending a message to Kairi Sane. Anything you want to mention on this, Dave?
Well, Violet
kind of a different side of Shayna Baszler?
Yeah, I mean, her name's Violet Payne. So she kind of felt some pain last night. So, I mean,
yeah, for real. Shayna's looking like she is on a different mindset right now. She is definitely looking for blood with Kairi Sane. This is definitely not a Shayna Baszler we have seen before. You know, guys, I'm a big fan of Shayna Baszler. I obviously don't think she'll win the title back. I think her NXT time is very, very slim. I'm sure she'll be gone very, very soon. Are you still interested in this feud right now, Dave, or you just want to see them move on and see Kairi take on someone else?
Not really. I don't care about – really, I'm not really too interested in the women's title right now. It doesn't interest me that much. I mean, I'm interested more in the Mae Young Classic, obviously, because that's the big thing going right now, than I really am the women's championship. I mean, to me, they're both not really doing anything for me. So I like the women's wrestling there, yes, but not with Kairi and not with Shayna. Nothing against Shayna. She's definitely way better than her buddy up on Raw. I mean, compared in the ring, it's like unbelievable. But I mean, yeah, I don't really care for either. I think Shayna's a great worker, but I mean, I just don't care for who's the champion and who's challenging for it basically right now.
Okay. Before I get a question for you, let's look at some of the comments in the chat. Bob Ruski says, yep, they have hyped no one up to the main event title picture at all. Shayna Hunt, Shayna Kill. Violent Pain since when is Violent Painful, exactly. And Tony's favorite female ever, Madison Rayne, competed. Yep, yeah, she had a match last night as well. Ashley, yes, Ashley Rayne. Get it right. Now, when's the last time you could say that you were not interested in the women's title picture?
Since Kairi Sane became champion. I mean, I'm sorry. I thought Ember. I actually forgot. I was thinking for a second last night, like, wait,
is Ember? Oh, thank you, Steven. Appreciate that, man. Really do appreciate the sports.
I actually was thinking, like, who's the champion? I forgot who the NXT Women's Champion was. I'm like, wait. I almost thought Ember Moon was like, wait a minute, she's on Raw now, so it's her. Okay, but I just forgot. I forgot she was the champion.
So here's my question for you, Dave. And Bobaruski, when he asked me that, he put a nice little comment / question out there. Since Ember Moon has won the NXT Women's Championship and then eventually lost it to Shayna, I would have to say that the women's division, and this is not a bash to Shayna, because to me, I think Shayna has done some unbelievable work on NXT. A lot of people gave her a lot of criticism as well, and I think she's proven a lot of people wrong. And I would say Dave as well. I think he was very hard on Shayna Baszler at first and came around to her eventually to amend to – well, she actually was pretty good in the ring. Now –
yeah, that was my problem.
Now, here's the thing with the women's division has not been built like it has been in the past. You don't have these side feuds with certain women. You're kind of getting it a little bit with the match that we got last night. But other than Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane, who else were feuding? You know, we did get Shayna and Dakota Kai for a little bit, but that eventually ended. And then when she went on to Kairi Sane, and then you're kind of getting with it with Lacey Evans, Aaliyah, Deonna Purrazzo, and was it right, Purrazzo? Am I correct on that, Dave? Purrazzo and Dakota Kai. But, I mean, it's not anything like we've gotten in the past. So we got to hope that maybe these new signees that the WWE signed to the NXT roster will build it back to what it was once in the past. Now, we had a heavy machinery.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
On what you were saying, it's almost like they got kind of lazy with the women on NXT, because you look at, they bring in all these top stars from all the indies all over the place. You got Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, all these guys are coming in, and Keith Lee and all these guys. They just kind of got lazy with the women's division and didn't do anything for it. Yeah, you brought in Candice LeRae. I mean, and you signed a couple of the Mae Young Classic competitors, but I mean, they didn't really do nothing after that. They didn't do nothing to help build up this women's division even stronger. So when Shayna did finally win the title, or even when Ember and Asuka left, that division was kind of really, who else was Ember going to face besides Shayna Baszler? And then they did nothing with it, and they just kind of forgot. I mean, now you got some really good talented women. Hopefully they're signing, like Deonna Purrazzo, I believe, is signed with NXT now. So, and she's really fun to watch and good. So if people seen her, should definitely check her out. But I mean, yeah, they got a lot of chances to make it better, but right now it's just really bad.
Yeah, it's just
isn't helping. 50 minutes of TV isn't helping.
Yeah, and I was gonna mention that at the tonight's show. I'll get to that in just a minute. We had a heavy machinery segment backstage. I laughed. What's the big chubby guy's name again?
Otis?
Is it Otis? When he called Tommaso Ciampa tomato chip, I laughed. I cracked up so hard I was crying when the way he said it made me laugh so hard. I forget that these guys, or at least him, make me laugh. I was cracking up. It was funny as hell. So maybe we get a Ciampa and Otis match, singles match eventually down the line. But
we do.
What I was gonna mention. Oh, did they announce that already?
I believe next week.
Chucky, yeah. That dude is funny. We did see, yes, I'm gonna touch on that as well, Adam Bomb. We did see William Regal finally confront Ciampa, and he was talking to him about the whole Aleister Black incident, and said he needed a moment to talk to him in private. So obviously we didn't get to see any of that, but we finally saw William Regal get a hold of Ciampa, and we got a backstage segment with the Undisputed Era. Roderick Strong says they can't hide from talking about the War Raiders, saying that they can't hide from these guys. O'Reilly says he's too famous to hide. He can't even go to the grocery store. Adam Cole knows next week it'll be the next NXT North American champion, Ricochet, versus NXT UK champion, Pete Dunne. And it's title versus title. Both titles are on the line. It doesn't matter who wins, though, because the winner is eventually going to face Adam Cole. So my question for you, Dave, is this. Or do we see an actual title match at War Games between these three men and possibly a triple threat? Or do you think these guys will be in the War Games match? Because to me, this is setting up Undisputed Era taking on Ricochet, War Raiders, and Pete Dunne.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we see a match. I think we're going to get a match for about 15 minutes, and then they're going to come in and cause a double disqualification.
Yeah. Hello, man. So last year's War Games, we had three teams, correct? It was 3 teams. It was 3 teams. It was Undisputed Era, right? It
Yep.
was Sanity and who else? Oh my God.
AOP and Roderick Strong.
And AOP and Roderick Strong. So you think maybe instead of we getting the 3 teams, they subtract a team and add 2 members to each squad, and we do an 8-man War Games match?
What if they put a little twist on it and put the tag titles on the line? And you could even say the North American title on the line, and you do it something like that.
Now, Bobby Fish, we don't know anything on his injury or any timetable of when his return is. But is it something smart for WWE to do, especially after coming off an injury like his, a knee injury, to throw him into a War Games match?
I don't think he's going to be in it.
You don't think he'll be in it? So do you think it'll just be 3 versus 3 versus 3?
Or just 3-on-3. If they want to throw another person in there, they could. But
I mean, if you have to have at least 8 to 9 people in a 2-ring War Games match, you would have to think, right?
I mean, the Horsemen never did.
I don't know. It just feels like it would just waste a lot of space. But you could be right. I just feel like it's going to be – we might get a 4v4 War Games knockout, drag-out battle, and then come to NXT Royal Rumble, we'll get these title matches that, a lot of people probably want to see.
So I see a lot of people commenting that is Bobby Fish hurt again. I'm not saying he's hurt again, but I believe Alex has said his injury is probably not going to be better until like the end of the year. And if you wanted to throw someone in there, you could throw Ciampa in there, and you could throw Aleister Black in there, and there's your 4-on-4.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, there you go. That could work. So we'll figure out. We'll probably find out next couple of weeks on what happens with that. Again, thank you everybody for joining us again tonight. This is Get the Tables podcast. We are live every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. But this weekend we will be live on Saturday night. Everybody, this Saturday night we'll be live again, shooting the shit with you guys, and also predicting Hell in a Cell with you guys. Dave and I will be live. Even Alex says he will join. And he says if he falls asleep, I'll have to call him and wake his ass up. So Alex hopefully and will be on the show Saturday night with us, giving his predictions as well. And then don't forget, everybody, Sunday night, probably about 20 to 30 minutes after the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view goes off air, we will be live here on Periscope giving you our thoughts and opinions on Hell in a Cell. Oh, no, show's not over already. Just reminding everybody, just in case you guys may have forgotten. And again, if you're new to the show, hit that follow button. We'd really appreciate that. And if you haven't already, please hit that. Please share and invite your followers. We would really like that again. And don't forget to hit those hearts. We do appreciate those hearts as well. We have Lars Sullivan taking out Raul Mendoza. Match was decent. The crowd got really behind Raul Mendoza. And I was kind of surprised to see no EC3. Not even after the match. Your thoughts on this particular match, and are you still interested in Lars Sullivan versus EC3?
Well, I guess, but I want anyone else in the chat, because I could be wrong. I could have swore they said this week was Lars Sullivan versus EC3, and it just – maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was for 2 weeks. So I thought it was this week that match was supposed to happen. But I would love to know if anyone else in the chat remember them saying that. But – yeah, it was. They gave him a decent showing. I mean, that's all I can say about Mendoza. He got a decent showing until Lars just destroyed him.
Yeah, he. You know what, Lars? I don't really talk much about Lars Sullivan, but I like Lars Sullivan a lot. But his entrance is pretty unique. I like the silhouette of him when it shows up just dark and that has him just standing there. And, man, that is one intimidating motherfucker. Like, he doesn't look like he could do much in the ring, but he's pretty solid in the ring. Pretty athletic for his size. And he's a hairy motherfucker. That's an understatement there, Baba Ruski. So maybe we'll see more EC3 and Lars Sullivan in the next couple of weeks. We got a backstage segment with Pete Dunne. He's asked about his upcoming match against Ricochet with both titles on the line. Dunn says Ricochet has a piece of gold that he wants and has only had it for a few minutes, while he's been the longest reigning champion in WWE. His biggest issue is figuring out how to put 2 titles in his mouth. Man, bravo, buddy. Man, Pete Dunne is this. I just hope we finally see this man on NXT, just NXT, not on NXT UK or.
Man, I think you have to wait a little.
Right, because man, this dude, he is just something else.
But I think he's gonna, at least for another year or so, at least till they get this NXT brand off the ground. They're gonna be using him as the face of the NXT UK brand.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. That's a fair opinion on that. Who's Pete Dunne? Ducks fan for life says. I know. Okay, everybody, before you start giving a Ducks fan guy any gripe, what's up, B After? What's up, dude? Ducks fan is only a Impact on Pop viewer. He doesn't really watch WWE. That's why you will only see Ducks fan probably on our Thursday night show, because he's one of the few viewers that only watch Impact and only comes in here for our Impact show. So that's why he doesn't really know who Pete Dunne is. Hey, Smart Spot, how you doing tonight, dude? Thank you for joining our show. So just YouTube him, and you'll fall in love with him. I absolutely guarantee you, Ducks fan. We had Kathy Kelly catch up with Ricochet. He talks to Pete Dunne. Ricochet mentions Pete Dunne not worrying about the match because Ricochet has only been a champion for a short period of time. Ricochet reminds him that he's been in high-pressure situations for the last 15 years of his career and fully plans on walking out with both titles next week. What's up, Brandon After? Thank you for retweeting the show, man. Appreciate that. Everybody go follow our boy Brandon After, another guy that contributes to our show. And you'll probably see Brandon out there a little bit more on occasions before basketball season starts, that's for sure. So, Dave, your thoughts. My quick question for you. You said you're probably going to see a disqualification between Ricochet and Pete Dunne. Throw that out of the mix. If you would have to choose one guy to come out the champ with both titles, who would you pick?
If I had to choose one, it would be probably Ricochet. But if they get a clean finish with no one interfering, I say it ends in a draw.
Is this, to me, I don't know if these guys have ever wrestled before. To me, this is kind of like a dream match. I honestly never thought we would see this match. This is pretty quick. This match is happening. I didn't think we would see a Pete Dunne and Ricochet match this quickly, especially title versus title. So on an NXT TV show, not even on a special. Adam Baum said it's going to go a good length of time. All right, that's good. All right, that's good to know. Can't wait to see it. So then, I kind of mentioned this earlier in the show. We had a Forgotten Sons vignette. If you guys don't know who Forgotten Sons are, who was in the group again, Dave?
I know. What is it? Who's the guy on 205 Live?
It's not Buddy Murphy. It's
Wesley Blake. Okay, Wesley Blake. And some other guy in Gunner.
Some other guy in Gunner.
I'm sorry. He's good.
There you go.
Tag team, but I don't remember the guy's name. But they're a good team, though. I mean, Wesley Blake is a
Blake, Cutler, and Riker. Blake, thank you, Bob Ruski. Appreciate it. Wesley Blake, Jackson Riker, and Steve Cutler. Thank you, Adabom. Thank you, guys. Really do appreciate that.
Which one's Gunner?
Gunner is Jackson Riker.
Okay, but I mean, yeah,
so
they were.
We had a video of them, and they talk about being abandoned, and basically, I mean, Blake has a good point. You know, he was forgotten once him and Buddy Murphy broke up. Once they are used up as the three of them alone, they gathered together and said they are not alone. They will be heard. So your thoughts? Are you interested in this?
Gunner's not Charlotte. That was what's his face in TNA, wasn't it?
That was what was his face? Another guy. Bram was nice, man. Bram was.
Oh, he wasn't nice to Charlotte. He locked her in a bench.
Yeah, he wasn't nice to women, but if only, man. Bram is like one of those guys, if only, because he had potential. But anyways, go ahead, Dave. Your thoughts on the Forgotten Sons?
I like these guys. They're a really fun tag team. I would like to see more of Gunner or whatever the hell his name is. It'll always be Gunner, sorry, but I like to see more of him and kind of like doing his own thing because it's like he's a body. He's like, I hate to throw in a Shawn Michaels and Diesel reference, but he's kind of like that, you know. He's kind of like the bodyguard on the outside.
Yes, no offense.
You're like when that one Prophet dude went outside, he gave him a clothesline, threw him back in the ring. That's what it reminded you of, like something Diesel would do for a Shawn Michaels match back in the day, you know?
Yeah, but see, to me, he seems like the leader, and they do his dirty work, and if he's needed, he'll get involved. He talked. He said some stuff in the vignette. It's not like he didn't say anything, but to me, he's that guy he's that leader that doesn't say much, but when he does, you better fucking watch out. You better watch out. Like he's that guy that you don't want to fuck with. He's that type of guy, and they remind me so much of like drug lords or like the mafia type of guys that they do his work for him. But if he needs to put his foot down and he needs to get involved, he'll do it, and you don't want him to get involved. That's what it seems like. That's what he is.
So would you compare it to?
I'm sorry.
Would you compare it to like an LAX?
Oh, you're breaking up. One more time.
Would you compare it to like LAX?
No, not to LAX. I don't even want to compare it to like an Aces and Eights, but they do remind me of a bike club. Like they're a bike club, and he's the leader. And if things get too crazy, and if he has to get involved, he will, and you won't like it. That's what it reminds me of. You're not going to see Gunner, kind of like the Sons of Anarchy kind of thing. Like I never watched too much of it either. Wife was a huge fan of it, but that's the vibe I get, that he's not going to do nothing if he doesn't have to, but if he does, he will. And I think like if these guys get to serious feuds, maybe for the tag titles, maybe even win them, he probably won't be the guy holding them. He'll be what's the guy's name on Impact? Not the Singh brothers. I'm sorry, guys. The Indian tag team.
Oh, Daisy Hit Squad or
Daisy Hit Squad. That kind of a manager. I feel like he would be them. You know, that type of a manager, keeping them in line. You know, if they fucked up, you don't want to fuck up because he's going to give it to you. That type of a leader. That's what I feel like he would be. Tag title chances before Street Profits asked you. Man, okay, Bob Ruski. Time out before we move on with NXT. Who saw the tweet Keith Lee put out, I think, past weekend, with him and the Street Profits? Imagine them as a group. That's one lethal group, man.
You know why they're together.
And if you start becoming fans of the Street Profits, if that eventually happens, I don't want you on the bandwagon, folks. Y'all can stay off the bandwagon, all right? Y'all know who I'm talking to. Y'all know who I'm talking to. Y'all stay off the bandwagon. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay. You know why the Street Profits were taking that picture, right, with Keith Lee? Because Keith Lee needed someone to carry his bags.
Ugh. Whatever. We got the segment I talked about earlier, which was Aaliyah and Lacey Evans talking about jawing with Deonna Purrazzo and Dakota Kai, and then they announced that next week we'll see Dakota Kai and Deonna Purrazzo taking on Aaliyah and Lacey Evans. If you guys don't also know, Deonna Purrazzo is also in the Mae Young Classic. This is an interesting segment here, and this got the eyebrows raising, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? And this is when Cassius Ohno came into the room and says he's here to talk about the attack on Black, but Regal says he doesn't have to speak with him. Ohno seems almost bothered by this, but Regal says Sane just gave Ohno an alibi, so he's good. Ohno talks about being a bit annoyed that he's being forgotten about when every new shiny toy shows up to NXT. he then lets Regal know when his latest toy shows up to let him know, bro. Obviously talking about Matt Riddle. And man, Cassius Ohno, he makes a good fucking point. Like, remember when we were all super stoked when Cassius Ohno came back to the NXT? He was one of the hottest free agents at the time. He was an indie darling. He was a big fan favorite of a lot of people. And they did nothing with him. He didn't get the type of treatment these guys, like a Keith Lee, like a Matt Riddle, EC3, just to name a few, are getting. You know, he didn't get no title shots. He didn't get boosted up the rocket ship up to the moon and get all these title shots. This is like the first time that Ono has been featured a lot more on TV and has been actually getting into a legitimate feud that he's most likely going to lose. But hey, props to NXT for finally waking up. What are your thoughts on this, Dave, about this new Cassius Ohno that we're getting?
I mean, you said a sought-after free agent, and he was, but was he really the second time around? I think more the first time around. Can you imagine how much different his career would have been if they would have picked him over Roman Reigns? Can you imagine the difference his career would be at, where his career would be at right now? He'd probably be on top of the world, and maybe not in the Reigns spot, but he would be pretty damn close, I think. They really, and then he left and came back, and it was like a second, and it was just like, man, kind of feel bad for the guy, and then do him bro. And you said he's the forgotten son. So after he loses the bro guy, could he join the Forgotten Sons?
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I mean, why not? He's one of those guys who are just mistreated like a misfit toy. They don't want him no more. And
exactly.
So why not?
And I like how he goes. I like how he mentioned how all these guys get to sit front row, and he didn't get that. I like that. We'd be
That part's funny. He's like, do I need to get a suit and sit in front row in NXT? One thing I wondered if that audio clip was thrown in, because when he stood up and he was his face was out of the camera range. I just wonder if that audio was just thrown in there, bro, just for the little tease.
But the bro was,
because it didn't seem like it was said organically. You know, it seems almost he stood up out of camera range, and then you just heard bro. So it make you wonder if that was just thrown. The audio was just thrown in there.
Hey, I don't care if it was, and they're just finally figuring out, hey, it's time for Matt Riddle to be on. This is the perfect guy for Matt Riddle to go up against.
Yeah, it has to be a takeover.
And it's got to be at TakeOver. Absolutely at TakeOver. And now, we kind of remember us, what was it, last week? That we were kind of like speculating that it was possibly Cassius Ohno that attacked Aleister Black. Now you got to cross Cassius Ohno off the list for now because it looks like he wasn't involved.
Good for Regal. He speaks great Japanese. Because he could understand what she was saying. Cassius Ohno not there.
So let's get to the main event last night, which was Bianca Belair taking on Nikki Cross. I thought the match was really good, and it ended in a draw, or not really a draw, but a no contest, a double count out. But it didn't end after the double count out. They went after it again. We got a nice little spot with Nikki jumping off the table onto the referees and Bianca Belair. This feud has been very, very heated. Now basically a draw, yeah. So here's my question for you, Dave. Do we see another hardcore match between Nikki Cross and Bianca Belair?
I guess so. Let's be honest, though. The only reason they did the brawl is to make the fans there live happy, because they were already ready to shit all over this because they were kind of pissed and booing about it when it was just a no contest or a draw, whatever you want to call it. So they did the brawl to kind of make the fans happy a little bit, where you have them fight afterwards, not just walk away. But Bianca Belair looked okay. She has her little Samson hair, so there you go. That's the gimmick I want to see. She's gonna feud with somebody, and when she's not looking, they cut her hair off.
No. Oh man, I like Bianca Belair, and I enjoyed the match last night.
She's not bad to look at. I get it, yeah. But she's okay. I like Nikki Cross better.
All right, I get you. Fair enough. So Yeah, an interesting ending to NXT last night, but next week there's a huge show, and it's a shame we won't be live next Thursday. Next Thursday's NXT show is going to be pretty good with that title versus title match, I should say. Now, Dave, what was your NXT rating?
I'll give it a 2. I don't think it was that good.
Okay,
I'm disappointed.
I give it a 3. I enjoyed it for the most part. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the main event. I like what we're getting with Cassius Ohno. I'm liking it. Yes, definitely, Bobaruski. It's gonna be hard because next week, since I'm gonna be out of town, I'm gonna try to stay off Twitter for Wednesday and Thursday, so I'm not spoiled by no NXT, not spoiled by no Impact spoilers. Man, it's gonna be tough. But I plan on periscoping when I'm on my vacation, so I can show y'all where I'm at. So stay tuned.
He's gonna be up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the moon, so I'm gonna be periscoping from the moon, everybody. So yeah, that wraps up NXT for the most part. If you guys want to check out any matches, go back on YouTube and check it out. Hope you guys enjoy NXT as much as Dave and I have been for the last couple of weeks. Not so much from Dave last night. So let's go to the Mae Young Classic. The 4 matches last night that we had was Deonna Purrazzo taking on Priscilla Kelly. We also had, I'm gonna butcher her name. It's like Zuzix, I don't know. Versus Ariel Monroe. We also had Casey Catanzaro taking on Rena Gonzalez. And we also had, I guess, in the main event, which was Ashley Rain, aka Madison Rain, taking on Mercedes Martinez. Everybody remembers her from last year's Mae Young Classic. First match we had was Deonna Purrazzo taking on Priscilla Kelly. And I liked how they kind of touched on Deonna Purrazzo a lot, where it's talking about how she was a runner-up last year, how she barely didn't make the show, and how she kind of broke down in her car. And look at her now. She's signed with the WWE. She ends up beating Priscilla Kelly to move on in the tournament. Your thoughts, Dave, on this match?
One thing that caught my eye was Priscilla Kelly's gear and how she looked. Because not too long ago, she was basically Paige. They even mentioned her. She kind of reminds me of Paige in the ring. I was like, oh, she's going to hate that. Because fans are calling her kind of a Paige knockoff because she would even be really pale and wear the dark ring gear. And she would kind of act a little bit like Paige, and people would call her that. So that was kind of funny, I thought, when Mae Young mentioned. She kind of reminds me of Paige.
She does. I'm looking at her right now. There's a picture of her right now. She's wearing her purple gear. And these people are weirdo. Here come the trolls, everybody. No porn bots, but trolls are active tonight. She looks like Paige. She looks just like Paige. She has the black dark hair. She's a kind of the palish skin color. She's wearing pretty much the same gear Paige does.
Yeah, but this time it's not all black and completely like so noticeable. Like on the Indies, I think I seen her wrestle on Evolve, and she basically all black.
She looks just like Paige, man.
Yeah, she does. She does.
She looks just like Paige. It's crazy.
But let's get to the more important part. I mean, Deonna Purrazzo, man, she looked freaking awesome in that match last night. I mean, wow. I mean, the moves she's doing out there and the way she does the armbar, way better than Ronda Rousey. Sorry, Ronda fans, but yeah. I mean, I'm just a big fan of hers anyway. So she's one of my favorites. I know she's not going to win this or go far probably, but still, she's still one of my favorites to watch, and she's
maybe
NXT great. I think that women's division is really going to be elevated with her. But yeah, it was a good match, good showing.
Okay, fair enough. Next we had was it Zuzix? I don't even know. Zuxix. Zuxis. There you go.
Okay, what did you think of the Deonna Purrazzo Priscilla Kelly match? Did you like it?
I enjoyed it. I liked Deonna Purrazzo a lot. It's a feel-good story. I'm glad, Obviously her dream was to be signed with the WWE, or she wouldn't have canceled her, her, what was it? Her, trying to think of the word. Her canceled her appearance. There you go. Her appearance at All In. As big as All In was going to be, she was scheduled to be on the show. She canceled her All In appearance to sign with the WWE. So obviously, this was a dream of hers. She wanted to be in the Mae Young Classic. She wanted to be on NXT. So good for her. She made it. She won her first round match. She was shown very well. And look at her now. She's being kind of showcased now on NXT, and she's going to be having a match next week as well. So if you guys don't know much about her, check her out next week on NXT. Next match, like I talked about, was her the Zeuxix. Only thing I know about that luchadora is that she was in CMLL and now AAA. Okay. And she took on Ariel Monroe.
Or Ariel Alexander.
Ariel Alexander. She's dating? Is that the one dating Cedric Alexander?
They have a kid together. They showed him front row.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that. I must have missed that. Rip Rogers trained Deanna. She's got the goods. Oh, yes. She's got more than the goods, my friend. What do you think of this match?
It was okay. I was kind of invested in it. I didn't care too much for it. I mean, the only thing I took away from it is like, don't touch my hair. I'm going to pop you in the mouth.
What did you think of Ariel Monroe?
She's okay. I mean, I hate to say, I can believe I'm going to say this, but she's no Bianca Belair.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm surprised she wasn't trained by the Dudleys.
Bob Ruski says sign Monroe signer. Okay. She needs improvement, says Bob Ruski as well. All right. Fair enough. So this match wasn't as great as the first one. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fair point. Next, we got Casey Catanzaro taking on Rena Gonzalez. Big height and weight differential here. I believe she was maybe a foot taller than her and weighed over 100 pounds more than her. And I saw Rena Gonzalez. She wrestled in NXT when they came here in San Antonio. I forgot who she wrestled. I think it may have been Dakota Kai.
I thought it was Lacey.
Who?
Casey Gonzalez. Are you talking about, or is that whatever her name is? Okay, go ahead. You're talking about the other one, right?
Yeah, Casey Catanzaro versus Rena Gonzalez. And that was the next one was Ashley Ray and Mercedes Martinez. So Casey, if anybody doesn't know, she was on American Ninja Warrior. She signed with the WWE. And Rena Gonzalez is a Texas native, and this is her second time being in the Mae Young Classic. And Catanzaro, man, she looked impressive in the ring. She's very athletic. She could do a lot of crazy things in that ring. Once she gets more time in the ring, of course, and learns the ins and outs, of course, because she had no nick of training before becoming a wrestler with the WWE. I'm curious to think of your thoughts. You said she was the pretty much the shining star of the episode last night.
Yeah, I mean, she was. I mean, you said she has no training. And I mean, that's just crazy to me. That if someone like that can pick up wrestling and be that good in the ring that quickly and not really have no training at all, I mean, man, you got a huge star on your hands possibly. If she has a character and she can really find a good personality, she could be a huge star. And I really was into this match. I mean, I was like, wow, they're going to let the Giant probably just squash her pretty much or something like that. And then they actually did the most obvious story, I guess. The little underdog person who should not be able to beat this girl, beat her. I mean, I was like, whoa. I mean, I was surprised. And I enjoyed her stuff. And it was really, like me and you talked before we went on, like, man, she was really good. It was fun. And the ending we didn't care for so much. But, I mean, yeah. It was a really fun match, and you got into it, the classic underdog coming out and winning. So those are always great stories to tell in the ring.
Yes, very, very good, entertaining match last night. The main event of the Mae Young Classic was Ashley Rain taking on Mercedes Martinez. And how about that? How about that Ashley Rain getting a first round exit, everybody? So much of me shaving my beard and my hair off, right? Well, that's not going to happen because she lost in her first round matchup to Mercedes Martinez. Your thoughts of this match, Dave, the main event of the Mae Young Classic last night?
It was okay. It shouldn't have been the main event for sure. I mean, I'm sorry. Sorry, Texas kid. I'm sure you're watching somewhere up on the moon or somewhere. But, I mean, yeah, it wasn't that great. And I honestly thought it was funny how they backhanded kind of mentioned, oh, she's doing this for her baby and her husband, Josh. Yeah, her husband, Josh, that no one knows who he is. So, I mean, it was just, I thought that was a kind of funny little backhanded mention. They barely mentioned Josh. So, yeah. But hey, good for her. She's on the network. She'll probably get a big boost in her pay now for going back out and wrestling other places. So, good for her. She finally made it on the WWE network, something I never thought I would see. Madison Rayne, you're going to call her in the W. Click her and put her on the WWE network. That kind of surprised me. But you know what? Good for her. And she had a nice little match, I guess. I honestly thought she was going to win for a minute. And I'm like, are you serious right now? But yeah, I'm glad she did. But yeah, I mean, it was a okay little match. I don't think it should have been the main event because the size and the stature of these two, there's no way she should have bent Mercedes at all.
Yeah, so Mercedes moves on, and next week I think it's the final of the first round matches, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I think we get the wrap up of the final first round matches next week.
What did they say? They said something about, is it Mercedes who's facing that I can't think of her name, who was on last week, who was on WCW Nitro at one time. I can't think of that girl's name, but yeah, they said
the Japanese lady, Miko.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I don't know who they said she's gonna face now. If it was her or the other Lucha girl from the second match. But yeah, I mean, I really love watching her, and man, I feel bad for Deonna Purrazzo looking at this list because I think her next round matchup is probably going to be against Loa Shirai, and that's going to be brutal. If it's not the next match, it's a match after that because she's screwed. I mean, but still, it's going to be fun to see her and everyone else's other favorite to watch in the Mae Young Classic besides Loa Shirai will be Toni Storm.
Yeah, Toni Storm. Yep, she's the only one that has not wrestled yet on the Mae Young Classic. We will see her probably, I think, next week. What's up, Speeds? Thank you for joining us again. So yeah, that's the Mae Young Classic next week. Should be a good one as well. Obviously, like everybody said, we won't be live next Thursday evening. I will be out of town, so we will be touching on the Mae Young Classic, touching on NXT and Impact next weekend. Everybody, it's going to be packed weekend. Obviously, we'll touch on Raw and SmackDown, the usual Tuesday night show, but we will not be live on Thursday. All right, Dave, are you ready to touch on Impact on Pop?
Let's do it.
All right, so Impact opened up with Austin Aries, Moose, and Killer Kross in their little opening segment. And my question for you, Dave, and I asked this on Twitter, if you could choose a name for Aries, Moose, and Killer Kross, what would you name them?
How about overrated?
Overrated? Wow. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I don't know what to call them. I mean, they need a name now because they're like, I don't know what, Beauty and the Beast? I don't know.
I was just thinking because they're the most powerful trio out there, and there's no one better than them, but they don't necessarily have a group name yet.
I don't agree with that.
But I'm just curious to see if Austin Aries and Moose and Killer Kross ever become a legit group with a name. Because every group has a name.
We all know who the most powerful force in wrestling is. I mean, come on, it's the Shield. They're the most powerful.
Shield, right? They're the number one greatest of all time faction, Dave. Get it right. They're the greatest of all time over the NWO, the Four Horsemen, and DX. Just don't forget that, all right? When you mention the Shield, you got to say it as the number one greatest faction of all time, all right? So we had Aries open up, and that's when we see, oh, God, KM and Follow Ball come down to the ring. And KM says that Aries is not the greatest man alive. He's the greatest man that ever, or the greatest man that ever lived. But he's a liar, an absolutely horrendous world champion. KM then took his grievance up with Moose to remind him that he stabbed Eddie Edwards in the back, and he should now be called Douche instead of Moose. Very creative there, KM. Aries then tried to defuse the situation by offering Follow Ball a shot at the Impact World Championship. Despite KM snarling that he didn't trust Aries, Follow Ball agreed to the match. To say that Don Callis and Josh Matthews were excited would be an understatement. Callis said that Follow Ball was stepping to the most dangerous group in professional wrestling. I mean, do we really believe Ball had a damn chance of winning? Right. Dave, your thoughts. Do you agree with Don Callis, a guy that you like, that our Aries and Moose and Killer Cross are the most dangerous group in professional wrestling?
I mean, you look at them physically. I mean, they could be a dominant tag team. They really could be if they were a straight up tag team. Yeah, they could be. I mean, they need a name. I guess I don't know what you're gonna call them, but I mean, yeah, I mean they could be. I guess you got Killer Cross and Moose. We haven't really seen Moose wrestle yet as a heel, really. I don't think, but I mean, so we'll see what they do with this team or this group. So how long they keep, if they win the tag titles down the line, then yeah, you could say they are one of the most dominating teams in wrestling. But I guess you could say that because WE isn't wrestling. So I guess you could say that.
The dangerous vegan. Yes. Austin Aries is, man, is it me that, or I know we all have our opinions on Austin Aries, but man, he came off as a major douchebag on tonight's show. Major douchebag.
Well, that's
talking about Follow Ball's weight and saying how everybody's sensitive now, that we can't fat shame no more. And it's like, really, Austin Aries, you are just on another level. I'm surprised, honestly.
That's what does.
If he's really like that as a real person, I'm honestly surprised no one's ever decked. Has never really beat the shit out of Austin Aries. You know what I mean? Because he seems like a guy that, you know, that guy that you work with, but you don't really talk to a lot, but you just don't like him. And that's the guy that seems like you'd be that type of guy that you'd work with. You just don't like him, but you're nice to him because you have to be, but you don't really like him. It's not a guy.
You're telling me.
Follow Ball looks like he would just wanted to beat the shit out of Austin Aries after fat shaming him like that. Oh, somebody tried to fight him a long time ago at ROH, was on True TV show. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Some guy outside tried to fight Austin Aries, and Austin Aries went out there and beat his ass.
That's fun, Speeds. That's funny. That's funny. That. Oh, yeah, you do?
Yeah, I remember that because it was on True TV, like saying, I think Austin Aries went out there and beat his ass or was going to beat his ass or whatever like that.
He just seems like a big dick, like a big asshole, dude. Like, he's just hard. He'd be like a guy that's hard to get along with, even probably hard to work with. Next, we had the Lucha Bros, which is Pentagon and King in Phoenix, taking on my fellow favorite Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley. I think we all knew that the Lucha Bros weren't going to win. I was just hoping that we would get a nice little showing from Trevor Lee, and we did. We got a nice little showing from Trevor Lee. But here's my thing. Why don't we get more of Trevor Lee? I want to see more of Trevor Lee. And I know that he's nothing. He's not going to be in no title pictures. He's not going to be in no main feuds. But Impact to me, and I'm not trying to bash Impact because for the most part I do like Impact, but it's starting to get a lot of OVE heavy. Not so much tonight, but a lot of it is OVE, surrounding a lot of OVE and Pentagon and the Lucha Bros and stuff like that. So it was nice for a change to get a nice little different type of show tonight. But your thoughts on the tag match? Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley, of course, lost. Lucha Bros win. What you think?
It was a filler. to get to OVE to take
Yeah.
on Pentagon Page and
Yep.
Phoenix. That's all it was.
OVE did come up on the screen after the match was over and basically challenge the Lucha Bros and Brian Cage to a match at Bound for Glory. It's pretty much OVE rules, basically a no disqualification type of match. So expect blood, expect crazy spots, and expect a lot of spit from Sami Callihan.
I don't know. You want to talk about the most dominant team or dangerous team? I think OVE's a pretty up there too, being a pretty dangerous team and dominating team right now because they're definitely one of the most over teams right now. I mean, because I kind of like this whole group. Every time I see Sami Callihan, I can't help but think like I could see this Sami Callihan being being Dean Ambrose, in this exact same spot that Callahan's in right now. I could see that. If Ambrose wasn't in WE, I could see this being Dean Ambrose right now, or not Dean Ambrose, but the other character. But yeah, I could definitely.
Ducks fan, I'm the total opposite on that. He said I like Jake Christ copying Callihan. Chris, excuse me, copying Sami Callihan. I did not, man. That shit annoyed the shit out of me. I don't know why. I don't like that guy for some reason. Out of the three guys, for some reason, I don't like him. I don't know why. It's just I get a bad vibe from him. I'm not sure why. I just don't really care for him. And seeing him do that was just annoying the shit out of me. It made me want to slap him. It made me want to punch him in the face. Like, stop. Why are you doing that? You look fucking stupid.
See, I think it's funny. People. Go ahead.
But no, go ahead.
I was just saying, people think it's funny when it's Sandow, and we never. But no, when it's.
Oh, but Sandow, man, Sandow was just something. Remember Sandow when he would wrestle and go in the ring when Miz was wrestling and he would wrestle nobody? Like, oh my god, I cannot believe we sat through 3 hours of Raw when Damien Mizdow would wrestle invisible people and get thrown out of the ring. Oh my god, crazy times, crazy times.
I really do like these guys, and I actually like Callahan. I think he's definitely changed Impact, and kind of ever since that thing with Eddie Edwards, he kind of changed everything with him, and they went off something real and made this gimmick work so well. I think, and I like it.
It's a shame Sandow never got over in TNA when he went over there. I'm not a big OVE guy, you know that. I'm not a big Sami Callihan guy, but I'll give him props when he has his good matches and stuff like that. But I'm not a big OVE guy. But I don't know if anybody saw his match over the weekend on Twitch.
I haven't got to see it yet, but hopefully
between is it Jimmy Havoc?
Yes.
Whew. That match made me kind of like cringe a little bit. Man, like the stuff they were doing in that match was like, this is fucking wrestling. Why are y'all doing this to each other? Paper cuts on their tongue, in between their fingers, staple gun, tacks. I mean, bare feet tacks. I mean, this is hard to watch. Talk about hard to watch. That was a really hard match to watch.
That was more of a death match than the one we got on Impact a few weeks ago.
Yes, definitely. It was a very brutal match. Thumbtacks stuck to the guy's forehead. To me, that match, I didn't really. Is it weird that I didn't really care for it that much?
Yeah, but you still watched it.
I still watched it. I mean, I watched the whole match, but I didn't care for it. I thought it was over the top a little bit.
Was it like you heard so much about it, kind of like it was pumped up a lot, like with that barbed wire match on Twitch a few months back? So he's like, oh, I've been hearing so much about this, I want to watch this match. So it's kind of like that. Either you liked it or you hated it, you still wanted to watch it. So that's it right there. That's the whole point of marketing and promoting something. They promote it so much where you just have to see it and you want to watch it.
No, I'm a Ducks fan. Trust me, I can watch those type of matches. But the cringe was having jumping off the ropes. I believe it may have been a chair and landing on those tacks. That was brutal. Like I can only imagine how much that fucking hurt. And I think the tacks to the forehead was brutal as well. That was bad. But I see your point there. ECW was 10 times worse back in the early 90s. I
Well,
can only
I don't know if it was 10 times worse than that, but a lot of stuff you see, like I didn't see the matchup of what you're talking about. You would see a lot in this. What really became a craze a while back was this backyard wrestling. You see a lot of this crazy stuff with light bulbs and all that crazy stuff they would put themselves through. That's what it sounds like. I haven't seen the match, but that's what it kind of sounds like.
Yeah, it was a brutal match for sure. Definitely, if you can, check it out on YouTube or even on Twitch if you have a chance. We showed a flashback moment, which was Kevin Von Erich and the Von Erich's nice little segment. I actually watched it because I think this was like a 5 minute flashback. It wasn't very long. Um, you watch for the shock value, not to be entertained. Yep, speeds absolutely 100%. Next we had I thought this was great. This was fantastic. We had Alicia versus Katarina, and we had Joe Hendry and Grotto come out to the ring. Pretty much talking about last week's whole breakup. The funniest part, not only was the song was great, but when Hendry said that he's lost weight and he sucked in his belly when he lifted up the shirt, I laughed hard at that. I thought that was funny. But the song, and Joe Hendry is is almost passing Trevor Lee as one of my favorites on Impact, man. His creativity of the songs every week are funny as hell, man. He is funny.
He has megastar written.
He does have megastar written all over him. And I'm just saying, if I hope it doesn't happen. I hope he stays with Impact and he thrives and gets better and better. But if WWE gets his hands on him, just imagine the stuff that he can do with the WWE. But right now, I'm sure he has all full hands on what he puts out on there and does.
Yep.
It's funny each week. He does some fantastic stuff,
A guy like
especially the
that,
song he came out with this week.
yeah, but a guy like him could really be the guy who takes Impact to that next level. He really could be a guy like that with the charisma, the in-ring talent. I mean, he has everything that you want in a professional wrestler who go out there and entertain you and go out there and put on really good matches. We haven't really seen that in Impact, but he can really go out there and deliver in the
Right, completely forgot Katarina was in WWE or didn't or don't even get. Oh yeah, you forgot about her being in there because she did absolutely nothing but have like an incest storyline.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Where I have fucking no clue. I don't think anybody cares, honestly. Um, Next, we had a smoke show segment with Falaba and KM. Man, Scarlett, she can be on my TV any week.
Say that a little lower, Tony.
No, I don't care, man. Jesus Lord, dude. My God. That's all I have to say about that. Google, watch YouTube.
Someone's sleeping on the couch tonight.
She's a fox. She's a fox. We had an interview with Josh Matthews and Johnny Impact. He says basically asked how Johnny Impact was doing, asked him about his neck and whatever. He said the longer I spend in the business, the more frustrating injuries get. My neck is damaged. My elbow is damaged. It's going to take me a while to get back, but hopefully I'm back in time for Bound for Glory. Impact also revealed that it was stupid to ignore Moose and Killer Kross, but he also said that it's pretty revealing that Aries surrounds himself with goons because he said that it was a sign that Aries was insecure. Johnny Impact, Mundo, Nitro, Morrison, the third. Yeah. What did you think of that segment?
Yeah, I like we're seeing a different side of Morrison or Impact now because Johnny Impact because when he first got there, he wasn't really showing this side. You know, his kind of comedic side a little bit and kind of how he can actually really talk. He's a good talker, and you're going to get to see his promos. I know a lot of people don't like Johnny Impact. I don't mind him so much, but I mean, yeah, I don't mind the guy. I think he's actually pretty entertaining in his moves. That parkour, people love to talk about Rollins' is CrossFit. I think Morrison's parkour is just as good, if not better, than Rollins.
Okay. Fair
Not
enough.
saying in ring work. I'm just saying what they always, because they always highlight Seth Rollins CrossFit like they used to highlight Morrison when he did the parkour stuff.
Right. The production on that interview, yeah, the production of the interview is like me doing our show. That's all it was. They're $1 million company and they're doing fucking FaceTime. Like,
Well,
what the fuck?
I don't know if they're,
Whatever it is. But Jesus, come on, man. Do a little bit better than that. We have the Frat taking on LAX in a tag team match.
Gee, I wonder who's going to win this one.
Yeah, it was just basically a showcase match of LAX. They haven't been on Impact in a while. But after the match, we had the OGs take the ring to talk smack about Richie, the child they ran over with the. Oh, God. I still can't believe they ran over a kid.
And then, not just that, Tony. I mean, I wish he wasn't breathing. I was like, whoa.
No, I regret one thing. I regret that little kid, Richie, that we hit with the car is still breathing. There is there's no low Mad King won't sing to you. Absolutely disgusting. That's the Impact tweet they put out there. But I mean, Kingston's doing some great shit on the mic. He's doing yeah, he's not very good driving a car. Your thoughts of that segment? Are you looking forward to this match at Bound for Glory?
I mean, I guess just to see Conan in the ring, that'd be kind of cool again. See him wrestle. I know you could see he wrestled that MLW's little battle riot thing, but still, it'd be kind of cool to see him wrestle an Impact, or if you want to go Impact / TNA, because he hasn't done that in years. So that's gonna be kind of cool on a big pay-per-view too. So why not? I mean, I'm curious to see what kind of match they put together. It has to be some kind of street fight or something.
Yeah, it's a New York street fight.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it has to be – hopefully it's not a street fight like we got last time.
Hopefully no kids get run over this time in this match.
Hopefully it's not like some edited down crappy video of a street fight.
Yeah, I just thought, yeah. Speaking of that, they also announced tonight, that they will announce next week who will be inducted into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. So, Dave, if you would have to guess, who do you think will be inducted to this year's Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame?
I gotta think who's still there from the original? You can't just start inducting people just to induct people. I mean, maybe what's his name? Like a Sanjay Dutt or what's the other guy's name who's with Don Callis? Scott D'Amore. Scott D'Amore. Maybe him. I don't know. I mean, who would you say it was? I can't think of anyone else who's still there besides like. Oh, there you go. See, I couldn't think. He's not on the TV at all, so I couldn't really think about it. But yeah, that would make sense. Abyss would make a lot of sense.
Abyss is probably the only guy. He's been a lifer. Never went to WWE. He's been with Impact forever. Scott Steiner. He will be a future Impact Hall of Famer, no doubt. I think they need to talk to Universal Studios about a possible Hall of Fame building. Really? You think Impact will get a Hall of Fame building? That'd be something.
Yeah,
but Abyss definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He's the most loyal guy Impact has ever had. Never abandoned him. Never left their side. Never went to WWE when he could have had the chance to. Yeah, he turned them down and stayed with Impact. So, yeah, I wouldn't say, oh, look at Jody. But what about James Storm?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
What if they put Beer Money in there?
They can't. One of them they can. Wait. America's Most Wanted.
Americans Most.
Oh, America's.
Yeah, when I say American, excuse me, America's Most Wanted. Yeah, that's another one. That's another one that they could throw in there. What about Kevin Nash?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he'd do it.
Booker T, the
He
whole
won't do
main
it.
event mafia.
Well, the rest they're all in WE, so why not?
Oh God.
They already
So
have the
next,
WWE Hall of Fame.
next we
What if
had Brian. Go ahead.
they could put Christian in the Hall of Fame?
They did already.
Did they put Christian in it,
Yeah.
or was he just there? I don't think Christian's in the
Wait,
Hall
was
of Fame.
Christian? I think no. Christian was just. Was he in the Hall of Fame or was he like
No, no,
announcing?
no. He was doing a Slammiversary top 10 moments or whatever. He came in for that back in the day, but honestly even though they got a network show, but he's
What about
available.
our
He was
Truth?
there. Yeah, he can't do it. He's busy.
Our
What
Truth, man.
about Dog?
Road Dog, K Quick. Yeah, throw all of them in there.
What about Shark Boy?
Shark Boy. Shark
O'Shea,
Boy. Yeah. Shark Boy. Oh my God. I guess for some reason I can feel Impact putting Shark Boy in there. Christopher Daniels.
yeah, I can see it. R-Truth,
Christian was in exchange for Flair while signed to Impact. What
yeah.
did Christian do? Was it the top 10 moments?
Yeah, he introduced one of their moments, top 10 moments, and then Flair went and got inducted Hall of Fame for the millionth time.
Remember how excited Christian was to be on that show?
What if they put Hogan in? I don't know if they could afford him, but because I don't think he's in their Hall of Fame yet. But what if they put Hulk Hogan in their Hall of Fame?
Vince Russo.
Oh, please.
Oh God! All right, so next we have Brian Cage taking on Congo Kong, and then after the match, Brian Cage accepts the challenge from OVE and will join the Lucha Brothers to take on OVE at Bound for Glory. Your thoughts on this, Dave?
I don't like it really that much because now the X Division titles aren't going to be on the line.
Yeah, I think I would much rather see Brian Cage in a singles match.
Even if he's throwing around like another 150-pound guy, I mean, I'd rather see him defending the title in like an Ultimate X match or something.
I agree with you on that. I mean, I'm sure the match that he's currently going to be in is going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But I would much rather see him putting his belt on the line in like a fatal four-way or in some type of a singles match instead of what we're going to get at Bound for Glory. No hating on this match that we're going to get, but man, imagine Cage in the singles match against, a Rich Swann or Trevor Lee or, the list goes on and on. What's up, Dr. Huge? How you doing tonight, man? Appreciate the super hearts. Really appreciate that.
To go back, what Jody just said makes a lot of sense, actually. She said, what about the beautiful people?
The beautiful, oh, God.
Hey, they were popular.
So I got to see fucking Madison Rayne.
No, Angelina and Velvet. I mean, I guess
she was part of the beautiful people, wasn't she?
So was Lacey Van Erich. So you think she's going to be in it too? I mean,
the originals, just the two of them, just the original. Okay, I can deal with that. So you're not too high on the 6-man tag match. You'd much rather see Brian Cage at a singles match. I can see that.
I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure the match will be great. It'll be fun to watch, I'm sure. But I wouldn't mind. Why not put Brian Cage in there for the X Division title against like Sami Callihan or something like that, or even Pentagon? Why not do something like that and make the title mean a little bit more? But I mean, yeah, I'm sure he'll defend it in the next few weeks anyway. So yeah. And no spoilers. Impact's taping tonight. No spoilers.
Yeah, man, I'm pissed, man. Next week we're taking like the most worst time off on a Thursday. Blame me, but because next Thursday we get the first Impact tapings from Mexico. We have the title versus title match on NXT. Talk about the worst fucking timing to take a break on a Thursday night when we have two big shows back-to-back nights. Ugh, unbelievable.
I hope AAA guys, showing you. I think you would have to see some surprises. Like some of these guys down in AAA show up and stuff like that.
Well, Eli Drake did mention that he was going to throw out an open challenge to all the amigos and compadres or whatever the hell he said next week at the Mexico taping. So maybe he does Go
Can't
out
wait.
an open challenge and someone answers. We got to see next week. Dave, could Pentagon turn heel to become a challenger for the X Division Championship?
Pentagon can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, Pentagon can do whatever the hell he wants. AAA and Impact are partners. We may see AAA stars there. Okay. Will we see Taya Valkyrie finally show up on Impact? We haven't seen her in quite some time.
I got some great news for everybody. Lady Scarlet is there, so she tweeted out a picture about here in Mexico City, so she might actually be wrestling.
It's about time we see her. 1 second.
Well, you can watch her in the ring. I mean, because she did just wrestle a few weeks ago on Explosion against Katarina, of all people. I think it was, Katarina.
Because she's allowed in Mexico. All right. Well, finally, maybe see Taya Valkyrie back on TV after.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Rosemary was tweeting tonight and basically acting like she's coming back soon. So that'd be good. That's good news.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in quite some time either. She'd be nice to be back on TV as well. I've seen some of Sammy's work speeds. I think he's wrestled down in RCW before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he wrestled.
What's the and Impact as well, right?
Yeah, he also wrestled with that one show that you were thinking about going to. Are they still doing shows at Wrestle Circus? He wrestled there a few times.
Yeah, too. Wrestle Circus. That's right. No, they haven't done a show at Wrestle Circus, and they shut down that promotion for a little while. I can't remember the exact reason why, but yes.
Is that Wrestle Circus was really the first wrestling promotion to actually be on Twitch, and then after that, it just blew up everywhere else.
Yeah. He wrestled Ricochet at Wrestle Circus. Damn, I bet that was a hell of a fucking match. So let's get to the main event, which was Austin Aries taking on Fallah Bahh.
Throwaway show.
And I mean, it was an okay match for the most part. It was competitive. It was a competitive match. It wasn't like they made Fallah Bahh look like a joke. They made it to where it actually kind of seemed like Fallah Bahh may win the championship, but eventually he did not. Aries gets over, of course, after the match. Him, Moose, and Cross attack Bahh and KM with the chairs and do the whole neck spot on KM. So hopefully we won't see fucking KM on TV anymore. That'd be great. But anyways, what?
They should put ladies with them. With like Aries, make like an ultimate dominant team in a way. You got the hottest girl there, and then you got the two badasses and a vegan.
Two badasses and a vegan.
Hey, there's your name right there. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good. There you go. Two badasses and a vegan. There you go. That's a great group name for them. That'll work. But your thoughts on the main event last night? Tonight on Impact.
I thought it was shitty.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, compared to what we've been getting last few weeks, I mean, it's like.
Amen.
That's what Impact mailed it in. It's their last taping. It was their last taping going into their Mexico City show, and it's like, man, they just didn't really do much for me tonight. I mean, it wasn't that good of a show. Yes, there were some decent matches, but man, I can't wait to see some new faces on Impact because these tapings. We didn't even see Tessa Blanchard tonight. Yeah, we've seen some interviews. I don't know if they showed her, and I can't remember. We've seen some stuff with like Kara Hogan and Allie backstage, but I can't really remember if they showed Tessa tonight or not. But I mean, yeah.
You can tell this was probably this was the last taping of the Toronto tapings. They were probably just ready to get done with them. To screw it, it's the last taping. Let's just give the crowd a title match to the end of taping. That's probably what they did, and that's what we got. And it was not, Impact wasn't great. It was a solid Impact. Some of it was great. Some of it wasn't worth two shits. But hey, next week should be really good.
Yeah. Now you asked me earlier if I'm excited about the women's title on NXT and Shayna Baszler. No, I'm more interested. I'm interested in Becky Lynch. Yes, possibly winning the title, but honestly, I'm more interested in this than I am the NXT stuff, and especially on the Raw, because it's like Tessa Blanchard is interesting to me. as champion, and possibly her and Allie feuding for the title again. I mean, that's interesting to me too because they had a great match at Slammiversary. So I mean, that's interesting to me, and that the women's title right now is probably one of the more interesting stuff going on in Impact, in my opinion. Their division is stacked with great women wrestlers.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see what happens next week at Mexico City, and yeah, we get the beginning of the tapings next week. And remember, guys, we won't be live next Thursday night. Dr. Huge and Speeds, both guys that are live on Thursday evenings, make sure you check them out. I'm sure they will be live next Thursday. They won't be missing a beat. So definitely check them out. We will be live that next coming weekend. Touching on Thursday nights, our usual show, we'll touch on Impact and NXT and the Mae Young Classic, and then shoot the shit with you guys on Saturday or Sunday, whatever day we decide to do the show next weekend. We'll let you guys know on Twitter for sure. This Saturday night, Dave, Hell in a Cell predictions. Are you ready?
I'm not even really looking forward to it much, honestly, other than a couple matches. But I mean, mostly on the SmackDown side, and that's it. I mean, I don't care for the Raw at all.
Saturday could be the recap show next. Yeah, Saturday will probably be mostly the recap of all the shows and let you guys know how everything went on the trip and all that stuff. I think New Japan Wrestling shows this weekend. Really? There you go, Dave. Bob Ruski giving you a little warning that there should be New Japan shows this weekend. Don't forget.
And even better, Saturday is Batman Day.
Saturday is Batman Day?
Yes, sir.
All right, there. Dr. Huge, there's you an idea on Twitch. Your video games on Saturday, Batman Day. You can even maybe dress up as Batman, get some viewers there. Just some more viewers going in there. So there you go. It's Saturday, Batman Day. So long as Batman Day is will be our post prediction show, on Saturday, and then Sunday will be our post show in Hell in a Cell. Right after, a little bit after the show, I'll probably scope a little bit on the drive home to get you guys ready for the show, and then Dave and I will pop on here and discuss Hell in a Cell, let you know how everything went. Y'all can let me know how the crowd sounds. Maybe y'all will see me. That would be even better because my seats are pretty decent. I went all out, like I said, on Tuesday night show, so we'll see how that goes. I just hope it's a good show. That's all I hope. Oh, I hope two things: that it's a good show and that Jeff Hardy doesn't kill himself. And I can guarantee at least one will happen. So let's just hope that it's a good show this weekend. Anything else, Dave, before we sign out and come back on Saturday night?
Thanks for watching. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna give ratings for Impact, but yeah.
Yeah, I was about to do that. Your rating for Impact?
I think NXT sucked. I think Impact sucks, so I'll give them about maybe a 2. I think wrestling this week, Mae Young Classic was better than all of it, I think, but yeah, I think it all sucked. I'll give it a 2, I guess. I think from Monday to Thursday, pretty much it all sucked.
Jody, I might have to do that. That'd be fun. Yeah, Impact was all right. I'll just give it a 3. Solid. I mean, to me, a shit show would have to be flipping the channel a lot and not even really watching it. That's a crappy show. Or me like debating on staying up and watching it. I've done that a couple of times for Raw. I've admitted it on the show. But Impact, for the most part, I'll give it a 3. It was solid. The main event wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was kind of a throwaway show, kind of leading you up to the Mexico tapings. But hey, I'm excited. Next week should be good for Impact.
Yeah, like we said, we can't really. I'm not trying to hate on Impact. I'm just being honest, my personal opinion. Because I see people giving it 3s and 4s and all that, but I'm just saying it was the last day. It was the last taping of a bunch. I don't know how many tapings they do at once. If they do like 3 or 4 or what, and those 2 days. But man, it was just the last of their tapings, and it just wasn't a good show. I mean, it just wasn't. I mean, so far in all these tapings that they did. To me, the best match of this whole set of tapings was Phoenix taking on Brian Cage.
Yeah, definitely. Ducks fan. I'm not sure if I had the El Rey channel. I'm pretty sure I probably do. I just got to find time to watch it. Watching Impact, watching NXT, and then now having to watch the Mae Young Classic. It's just a lot of wrestling in a week, and
especially this.
I'm just trying to. I like to have a little bit of breaks every now and then. And Wednesdays and Fridays are usually my breaks of not watching no wrestling. And yeah, and I don't want to keep adding more wrestling to the show to where I just get kind of burnt out. Right now, Impact, NXT, and WWE is fine. I know Lucha Underground does some great and fantastic work. So if you are a wrestling lover and want more wrestling in your life, check out Lucha Underground and follow Ducks Fan. This guy follows a lot of the other wrestling promotions other than WWE. So definitely follow him if you're looking for more other things than WWE on your wrestling screen. 205 live reviews will probably never happen on this show. The only time you want to see 205 reviews will happen on this show when Finn Balor goes to 205 live. All right.
When
if Finn Balor ever goes to 205 live, we will do post shows of 205 live. 100% guarantee you on that.
Oh,
all right?
Let's not forget. This Tuesday, we got to add something else to our Tuesday review show because the Mixed Match Challenge starts Tuesday.
Yes, Mixed Match Challenge next Tuesday. There you go. Mr. Warren Hay reviews 205 Live if you're interested in 205 Live shows.
What about
next Tuesday? We will be live after the Mixed Match Challenge. I remember asking you guys last week if you wanted us to go live during or after, and the majority of you guys said after the Mixed Match Challenge. Well, that's what we're going to do. So starting next Tuesday until the Mixed Match Challenge is over, we will do Mixed Match Challenge. We will wait till the Mixed Match Challenge goes off air, and then Dave and I will pop on. All right, so get ready for that. So if you don't see us pop on right after SmackDown Live ends like we usually do, or a little bit of right after SmackDown Live ends, then check us out right when the show, the Mae Young Club, the Mixed Match Challenge is over. Will I be scoping at Hell in a Cell? I will scope a little bit at Hell in a Cell, but not from this account. I will be scoping from the other Get the Tables account. If Babaruski doesn't mind putting that in the chat room, I'd really appreciate that. Or anybody, if you got, there you go, Babaruski, beat me to the punch, man. You are awesome, my friend. If you follow us there on Periscope, I'm gonna scope as much as I can. I'll scope from where my seats are, so you guys can maybe look at me and stuff like that, or look for me or whatever have you. I'm not gonna scope from this account. I'm gonna scope from the other account. All right, guys. So go ahead and follow me there. We don't scope very much from there, but that's where we'll be scoping from.
This is what you should do, Tony. Don't do shots of yourself, like reactions you're watching it. Instead
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And I might try to do maybe Periscope a couple of ring entrances or something. Or if Jeff Hardy gets on top of that cage, I will be putting Periscope on. But it also all depends on my connection. Usually my connection in that damn arena sucks. I never really get good connection there. So hopefully it'll turn out good and we'll see how it goes. So, all right, everybody. I think that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so goddamn much for you guys coming in here on a Thursday night. Don't forget, Saturday night we'll be live again with predictions of Hell in a Cell, shooting the shit with you guys as always, and then post-show on Sunday nights. Give a quick shout-out to everybody who's in the show right now. Spees, Anthony Ducks, Jeffrey Cross, Adam Downs, Derek, Alice, Babaruski, Jody Media, Ed, J. Pade, Peckenrod, Bliss was in here. Who else? Dr. Huge was in here. Steven Cena. Thank you for the super hearts from Jeffrey Cross, Speeds, Anthony Ducks. Thank you, Dave, for the super heart, Dr. Huge, and Steven Cena. Thank you guys so damn much. If I didn't, yeah, Brandon Ather came by. Oh, what did you do? I'm giving you a shout out. Thanking you very much for joining us and thanking you for the hearts, my friend. And thank you for the loyal support you guys give us each week in the interaction as well. Jay Payne, I said your name. I hope so. I believe I did. Dave, were you going to say something?
I said it. I think we were just featured.
We were just featured. Well, thank you, Periscope, for featuring us again. Really do appreciate that. Again, if you haven't already, please hit that follow button if you're new to the show. If you haven't already, go to YouTube. Oh, Alice, did I miss you, Alice? I apologize. Thank you for joining us as always. You're always here each week. Thank you. Follow us on YouTube. Please go over there, hit the YouTube, subscribe, and like the videos, everybody. Really do appreciate you guys liking those videos. It gets us our videos seen a little bit more. So far, our Raw and SmackDown Live post shows are the most popular ones. And yeah, we're growing. I'm surprised at some of these views that we get on YouTube. I'm like, wow, okay.
No, I mean, just right now, I mean, Tuesday we were over almost 3,000 views, I believe, on Periscope, and now tonight we're over 1,000 views on Periscope.
Yeah, and you know what else we didn't get tonight? No porn bots, which was very nice. No porn bots. We got a couple of trolls in here, but that's easy to take care of. But man, the porn bots, those get annoying. You guys saw it on Tuesday how frequent they come in here and how frequent they copy you guys' comments. No porn bots tonight. It was nice. A fresh breath of air, and no porn bots coming in here and bothering us, this dumbass trolls telling us wrestling sucks and wrestling is fake. Stuff we've been hearing our whole lives. It's not going to hurt our feelings. Goddamn. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back here Saturday night. If you haven't already, like I said, follow us on YouTube. Hit that follow button here on Periscope as well. And the next giveaway, everybody, at the end of the month, Babaruski is getting his stuff in hopefully by next week. And then we will be doing our next giveaway at the end of the month. We'll see how that goes. Thank you, Speeds, again for the Super Hearts. And follow Speeds. They do great work. Dave was even complimenting you guys earlier on the show, how your show is really, really professionally run, and I do a really good job over there. So they're a very laid back and chill show, and they're very funny as well. You guys, I know some of you guys over there pop in there always. So we always try to give fellow podcasters some support, and they do some great work, and they're here every week as well. So we do appreciate them coming in here and dropping super hearts and sharing the broadcast as well, because they don't have to do that, and we really do appreciate that. So again, everybody who come in here and share the broadcast and do the hearts and stay with us the whole hour and a half that we're live every time, we do really appreciate you guys, and we try to thank you guys as much as we can. And we do appreciate the support you guys give us. So, Dave, anything else before we end tonight's show?
Yeah, just like you just said, thanks for just tuning in. And, you know, other great podcasts out here on Periscope. Go check them out, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do a lot of hard work here on Periscope, not just wrestling podcasts, but podcasts in general here on Periscope. They do a lot of hard work. And,
wrestling, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, Smart Spot's another group of guys that come in here and show us support, and Speeds, Dr. Hughes, guys that come in here and show us loyal support. It's very nice to know that just because we're all wrestling podcasts doesn't mean that we have to hate each other, doesn't mean that we have to dislike each other or feud against one another. Yeah, Ringside Rant's another one. We don't have to feud with each other. It's not a competition. You know, we all have our own different type of viewers that come into our show on a weekly basis, and we appreciate every single one of them. So if you see wrestling podcasts out there, come and just drop by, say hello, show them some support, because
follow along on Twitter.
You know, they're working just as hard as everyone else is on here. So
tweet along with
I don't know, Bob Ruski. I'll just tell you this, Bob Ruski. Once that certain podcast try to step up to us for no reason whatsoever, you saw what happened to them after that. They lost support. Because we all knew why they were doing what they were saying. Allegations of us trying to copy them was just trying to get you guys to go over there to watch them.
Yep.
That's not how we roll. We don't attack other podcasts. They came after us. And for all retrospect, a lot of podcasts are all the same. We all do the same. We come on here and talk wrestling and we do our own post shows. We do our own predictions. But guess what, everybody? Every podcast wrestling show is different. Everybody brings their own different type of opinion. Everybody brings their own type of stuff to the game. So that was just them being jealous and butthurt over. There you see my cat being an asshole, and just butthurt, getting the type of viewage we were and stuff like that. And that's why we tried to share their book. Did you see what they just did? They just knocked that shit over. About to kill this cat. We try to show support to other podcasts. That's why we try to get other of our fan and viewers over there. You know, that's why Bobarooski and you see others in here, Jody, they jump into the speed show. You know, I don't know what happened to the other podcast, and I don't give a fuck. Obviously, they stopped for a lot of reasons. And there's other good podcasts on here as the Dr. Huge, Spees, and all those other good guys. So check them out. I'm sure a lot of you guys will probably jump into the smart spot after this. Yeah, they're always acting bad, Alice. I'm surprised they don't fuck up more while I'm doing my show, while we're doing this show on here. Bucks win this weekend? Probably not. Jeffrey Cross, fellow Eagles fan, Brandon After as well. We're not going to be liking each other this Sunday, I'll tell you that. But it hopefully will be a good game. That's all I can ask for. That's all I can ask for is a good game. All right, so you guys have a great evening. We'll be back here Saturday night, everyone. Predictions and all that good stuff. Thank you for the loyal support and the super hearts and everything. You guys rock. You guys have a great Friday. End your week on a great note. Get paid, and then jump right into your weekend and jump into it with us on Saturday night. Thank you so much, everybody, and we will see you Saturday night. Peace.